It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Magical day to all. Welcome to Divas That Care Network. I am Joyce Benning, and I will be the host for this magical, robust lifestyle show. I would like to thank each one of our listeners that is listening to this podcast on the numerous different platforms. I am so very grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. And as I said, you are in for a very magical show today, as I have with me my incredible returning diva, Dawn Phoenix. And her and I are going to chat about wisdom of the sacred horses. Oh my, this will be a totally magical show. And with that, Dawn, would you please introduce yourself to our listeners today?
My pleasure. Thank you, Joyce, for having me. I always love coming to play with you.
I love it too.
So I am Dawn Phoenix, and I am an intuition ignition catalyst. So what I do is I help entrepreneurs to connect into their intuitions to get the most out of their business and find those hidden areas where maybe they don't really see there's a problem or what needs some work. And so we go in there and we check it out, and then we figure out what you need to do for your business to be healthy and you and your business to be cooperative partners together.
Oh, how perfect. Oh, that is just beautiful. What service to others you are in so many different ways. And I love it being the intuition, just really going, it sounds to me more going inside of yourself and relying on that intuition that we all have. And I love when you said ignition, that reminds me of igniting people's intuition and helping them to do that. So, oh, I love it. I love it, Dawn. Well, I am just so excited today for Wisdom of Sacred Horses. Oh my goodness. Anytime the title has horses in it, I'm elated because I love them. So, how would you like to start to share with our listeners today what you would like to talk about this?
Okay. Well, aside from doing the work with entrepreneurs, I'm also a certified animal communicator. And there are some animals on the planet who I have a special bond with. And horses are one of those animals. Of course, you know, Joyce, because they're so magical and wonderful and they're such natural healers. So I have a deck, and a couple shows ago, I pulled some cards for us from the Oracle of the Sacred Horse deck by Kathy Pike and Lori Prindle. And I pulled one card before we started the show. And then while you were introducing me, I pulled a second card. So the first card that came through was Alegria. And she is the horse who came through in our first meeting with them on our podcast. I think it was 2 podcasts ago. And Alegria is all about embracing the feminine. And what I'm getting is that she came through this time. Here she is again. This is for you to take a peek at. That her energy is still here, and she is kind of running in the background, if you will. So the message that came through after this is going to have that undercurrent to remind us to still be embracing the feminine. And there were some words that are associated with her. And I have the book here because I'm still learning, you know, how each of these cards worked with me and to receive their messages. But what I got was definitely that she's like, I'm the background. If there's a photograph, I'm the background, and I am that supporting setting behind what's coming through as the next message. So we'll see how they play out together. So Alegria's words to associate with her are joy, celebration, and esteem. So she is here to remind us to just have joy, celebrate, and be open to receive.
Oh, I love it.
And yeah, and then the next card I pulled, oh my gosh, so, so gorgeous. Gray Horse at Singing Lake. And Gray Horse carries insights from Source.
Beautiful.
And Gray Horse is just beautiful for everybody listening.
Mm-hmm.
We're gray, but it's sort of a beautiful bluish gray color with purple. And it looks like the ocean across as a tattoo across their whole body. A beautiful saddle that's white and has beautiful turquoise and purple feathers coming down the end of it. And then Gray Horse has in their mane and their tail these beautiful woven feathers and what reminds me of dream catchers, actually. And we're standing in this beautiful field that has a clearing of tall greenish grasses and flowers. And it honestly reminds me of springtime. We were just having a chat, Joyce, about spring, how much we love spring and summer. And this area here just reminds me of springtime. The sky looks a little stormy and dark, so it could be maybe a thunderstorm. So on the horizon. So let's see what Gray Horse at Singing Lake has to say.
And listeners, these cards are just beautiful. The artwork of these horses is absolutely incredible. They're really beautiful.
That's what drew me to the deck besides the energy of the horses. And I don't get any, commission or anything for promoting these cards. I just love them so much that I love promoting other healers and other visionaries in the field,
Yes.
who help, who are all here to help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's all we're all working together to make the world a better place. And the horses are helping us.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't have said it better, Joyce. Oh. All right. So Gray Horse at Singing Lake says, ooh, this totally makes sense. The words associated with Gray Horse are feminine intuition, sacred song, and mysticism. I can definitely see why now. Allegria that I'm running in the background, unveiling the feminine. Okay. So there is a magical entrance at the lake's edge where the water is shallow. Flowers bloom along the banks, and tall brushes and reeds create privacy. A gray horse emerges from the mist, softly stepping into the shallow water. A silent, timeless moment. There is hardly a ripple on the water as she looks down at her reflection, then lifts her head high to take in the surroundings. This is her sacred spot where she comes to reflect, re-energize, and remember her innate power. When she gazes at her reflection, the plants and creatures at the water's edge come alive with song. There is a pulsing hum, a vibration she finds here and nowhere else. The lake sings to her, and the song is hers alone. She becomes one with the lake. She is Gray Horse at Singing Lake. It transports her home to her soul. Gray Horse at Singing Lake is adorned with a woven blanket, her mane and tail decorated with feathers and jewels. She carries her exquisite features with perfect posture. However, she does not look into the lake with vanity. Although her adornments are a form of honor, she knows her true self and beauty lie deep inside. Here, reminded of her feminine power, she reinstates her intuition and healing abilities. Oh, I love that.
Oh, I do too. I love it.
Clear in her thoughts, Gray Horse at Singing Lake receives insights directly from Source. Her intuition is always accurate, She is powerful without ever asserting herself or overriding others. Centuries ago, other white horses like herself were known, honored, and sought after. Kings and queens would consult them and wait for a gesture that would guide their actions. Today, she shares her wisdom with those who seek her and helps them find their way in a world that can be turbulent and unforgiving. Gray Horse at Singing Lake embodies pure feminine energy. Like many females, Gray Horse at Singing Lake possesses mystical ways that are not always respected or understood. Unfortunately, some do not recognize wisdom packaged in gentle strength and timelessness. Although she is always more exact and correct, her feminine insight and advice are often dismissed by ego-based desires for power, control, and dominance. Many still ignore feminine insight, consciously or unconsciously, and she understands the cost to her soul when she offers wisdom to those who want to dominate, dismiss, or degrade her. In time, the truth of her counsel will be revealed. Until then, she conserves her energy wisely by choosing patience. Both wild and domesticated herds honor the masculine and feminine qualities and gifts equally. A wild herd cannot survive without both. The stallions keep the herd safe, and the mare intuits where the green grass and fresh water is. There is respect for the roles and contributions each brings to the whole. Gray Horse at Singing Lake comes to hear the song of her soul, to remember who she is, and hold compassion for those who cannot see the wonder of her offering. She invites you to embody your mystical qualities and intuitive abilities. Find a place where you can silence your mind and hear the lake singing to you. The sacred space sings your song, so you always remember who you are at a soul level. And here are some questions for us to maybe discuss. She asks, when have you offered your intuition and wisdom only to be rejected, dismissed, or degraded? How does it feel to offer your assistance to those who openly receive you? How can you better discern between those who welcome you and those who do not? Where is your sacred place? Where can you hear the song of your soul? How might returning to nature and tuning into yourself rejuvenate your feminine spirit? And how do you honor your mysterious ways?
Oh, that was just beautiful. And the questions bring thoughts into listeners' minds of how they can do this and find that quiet place where they can go inside. And oh, that is so beautiful. And I love how Gray Horse finds her sacred spot to remember her power. And it reminds me, I have it written down right here in my office of what my mare told me. She said, power lies within. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that's exactly what she's saying, because she's finding that spot where she remembers that power that is inside of her. And that just goes to what my horse told me too. I thought of that when were reading that, and I'm going, oh my goodness. It is just so beautiful, and shares her wisdom. And my horses share their wisdom so much with me. They're just full of that wisdom. They're just unbelievable how much wisdom they hold inside if we will just listen to them and watch what they're doing to tell us.
And yeah, my partner, John, is part Native American. He's part Apache, and he speaks very highly of the pale horse.
Yeah.
And when pale horse visits you in your meditations or your dreams, it is a time where you are being honored immensely. And there are very few other animals aside from maybe buffalo, white buffalo, who they hold in such high esteem that you know he is aware of. And this absolutely makes sense, because I think when we can remember where we come from and who we are, we remember that we can honor the feminine, but also we can honor the masculine equally. But the thing is to make sure that it's that whole concept of the equity and the equality, and not letting one dominate the other. So that balance between the two is so key.
Yes. Oh, I so agree with you, to treat and respect each one equally, and not one dominates over the other. That was said so perfect, because that's what comes to my mind. And I see it in my horses. I mean, my mare she is a dominating mare, only she knows the geldings too hold so much wisdom and knowledge. And what's so awesome with her is how she protects my older gelding that is so wise. He's a white horse, and she's always looking after him. And I turn him in a turnout area, and she waits for him to go up and walk with her up to the pens, and she's just always taking care of him. And she knows he is full of so much wisdom, because my other gelding, he likes to play. He's a little bit younger, and my older one is like, nah, I don't want to play anymore. And my mare's like, okay, I'll take care of you. So to me, they're sharing it. They're sharing the equality. They're sharing each other's masculine and feminine energy with each other. And I see it so much in my horses. And I love that, how they respect each other.
Yeah. And what was just coming in as you were, you know, talking about kind of that sharing the power, is how I think in our world we've so been taught via the concept of polarity, where if you are in a place of a position of power, then you don't shift into a different position ever. You are just the one who is in power. And if you let that power go or give it up, then you are being less than.
Yeah.
And so it's a weakness. And I see a shift in the way that we interact with each other. And in the community where I'm in, the Mingle Learning Collaborative, we are teachers and we are students with and for each other. So there are days where I will go in and I will be like, hey guys, I need help with this. And we have a virtual office and my mentor is there and she can help me out. And then I mentor to other people and they come to me, and in the same day, within the same hour, I am mentoring them for what they need. And it's that shift of sometimes you're the teacher, sometimes you're the student.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And that is so beautiful, because it's the giving. It's the giving and the receiving, because I know talked about the receiving, and you are giving and yet you are open to receive too. And I know my horses have talked about that also. You have to be open to receive as much as you're open to give, because you love to give, but you have to open up yourself too, to be able to let others give back to you and to receive, and not always be the one giving. And oh my, that is so fitting.
And also when you open to receive, that helps you to raise your vibration, so that what you're putting more of out into this world is that best version of you. And if you are always giving and you're depleting from your own cup, then what you're putting out there is not the best version of you. So you need to allow yourself to receive, because then that helps you and that helps everybody else. And so a lot of the times we think we're being of service by wanting to help and give. But we need, because that's such that masculine energy of action, and it's coming from a place of love, but we need to understand that we need to be in our receptive feminine energies too. And that is just as powerful, because it is still helping us to help others, just in a more receptive fashion.
Oh, yes, that definitely. And that comes to my mind. One of the questions was, where do you go to find your quiet place? And to me, it's out in nature, and it's really down. We have a creek, and I've said this on different shows. It's down by the creek, out in the trees, and it's just like I go out there, and that's where I receive. I can receive what nature, the universe, what the angels, the spirits want to say to me. And it just fills me up. And sometimes they'll just say, just take some breaths and just relax, because what you need to receive is to relax yourself. And I'm like, oh, how true this is. And so, yeah, there's so many different ways on like receiving, because you can receive, to me, it's receiving that energy that I need a lot of times. And that's my quiet place, is going out there with my dog, and her and I just she loves it out there. All I have to do is say, let's go to the creek. And I mean, she's all excited. Where I think that's where she receives too, because we're both feminine energy, and we're like, okay, let's go get ourselves all charged back up again.
I love it. Yes, yes. And this, while I was reading this, I was struck by the similarities in the message that I sent out to my email list this week from Rabbit. John and I were hanging out on our balcony. It seems like that's all we ever do. And I'm writing my newsletter. Well, we were on the balcony, but we get so many visitors. It's awesome. A couple of weeks ago, it was Bumblebee, and last weekend it was Rabbit. And Rabbit said, it looks like we're always hopping around and then we're resting. That's what it looks like. We're so still. And they said, but if you've ever noticed, we're alert. We have big ears for a reason, because we're always listening, and not just listening with our ears, but when we're still, we're actually able to tune into the environment around us and connect with it. And then we're able to fully receive with all of our senses, the five senses, right, and beyond, so that we can understand what's going on. As animals of prey, we need to understand what's going on. And then from that place of quiet and receptivity, we'll know when danger's coming in time enough to make a run for it. But it's that stop, listen, connect to the energies around you, receive from source, just like Gray Horse's Singing Lake was saying. When you're in that place of stillness, you receive directly from source. And then you can make your choice on your next action.
Oh, isn't that the truth? To just stop and listen and to receive. And that's exactly that says it so well, because in this busy world, we're so busy, go, 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 and all the to-do lists, and we got to get this done, that done, that it's so many of us don't take time to stop and to listen and to just receive. And it doesn't have to be hours. It can just be a few minutes, and you'll be amazed at how much you will receive. And just stepping, if you're at a desk all the time, just stepping outside and taking that breath of fresh air, that can help revitalize you too. Or just even looking out the window and seeing the beauty out there. I'm sitting in the office right now looking out and seeing the trees and how the leaves are moving, and it's just beautiful, and see the shadows of where the sun is shining, and just taking that and receiving what nature has to give you. That's what recharges me. And I know each individual has their own way of being recharged and receiving. And I'm just sharing what mine is to give an example of how I receive and get filled up through nature. Oh, it is just beautiful, Dawn. This is just a beautiful sharing of the wisdom of the sacred horses. And this is how our chat got started, was how these horses came in and started to open up our minds and our thoughts to share with our listeners today. And my horses do this all the time. I mean, they're just amazing healers. They're just so full of knowledge and wisdom, and they come with such, mine come with such gentleness. They're never judging me, or they're never saying I should have done it this way or should have done it that way. They're just there to lift me up and help me to see it and to receive all of it that's out there that can be given to us, and to go inside. My other older horse, I love what he told me one day. He says, power is in the present moment, live in it. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that is so true.
There's another thing, and I think it was a message from horses. I can't remember if it was the star horses. I think it may have been the star horses when I was channeling them one day, the horses who live on the Outer Banks of North Carolina on the beaches. And they said, think about this word, nowhere, and then really feel into it. There is nowhere you need to be other than right now.
Mhm.
So they're like, nowhere doesn't mean, oh, there's no place. It's no, there's nowhere, but right now.
Yeah. Yep. And that's just what he said. Power is in the present moment. There's nowhere else. You're in this moment, and to live in it. And I have that on my wall in my office, and I just have it in my mind, and I think of it so many times, and I hug him every day and thank him for all the wisdom he shares with me. Oh. Dawn, I knew this show would go so quickly. You and we could chat for hours on all of this, because there's so much. We just barely touched the surface of what could all be chatted about today. So before we close, a couple quick questions I have for you. I would love to have you back on again, Dawn, to share more on robust lifestyles with our listeners about all the knowledge that is inside of you. I would just be elated for you to be back on my show again.
Yay, I'm doing a happy dance over here. I'd love to come back and play again. Thank you.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. And then would you please share with our listeners the best ways to connect with you?
Sure. So on my website, it's dawnphoenix.org and then /contact. And there you can sign up to jump on a call with me if you want to come say, hey, I got stuff to talk about with you. I have questions, whatever. You can go right there and we can have a play date.
Oh, I love it. Oh, thank you so much, Dawn, for sharing and for sharing how to connect with you. And I want to wish you magical days until you and I connect again on this Robust Lifestyles show.
Thank you, Joyce. I wish the same for you. And thank you, Alegria and Gray Horse at Singing Lake for your wisdom.
Yes. Oh, definitely. Thank you, both horses. Thank you, Dawn. And with that, I want to thank each one of our listeners for listening to this magical show with our incredible diva, Dawn Phoenix. And you heard her. She will return and share more knowledge with you. And please share this show with all your family and friends. Be sure to check out all the other hosts and their shows on divasthatcare.com. And remember some of the golden nuggets that we shared in this chat from the wisdom of the sacred horses. Embracing that feminine energy. It's joy, it's celebration, and open yourself up to receive. And that feminine intuition, it's just pure feminine energy. And find that sacred spot where you can remember that power and connect from within inside. And as I said, recharge yourself again and be open to receive. And with that, I want to wish everyone a very, very magical day. Remember, be kind to all, even including all of your animals, and give them a great big extra hug and share all your love with them as they so deserve it. Until we connect again on Robust Lifestyles, stay strong and healthy.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.